And when I feel this and when I worked with it, there was no extra fibers floating in the air as I moved it around and shook it and everything. So I know it's a really nice batting. It breaks beautiful. Okay, now it's on the quilt frame and it looks good. It's needing to be tugged just a little bit. The reason is the batting, the edge of the batting I can see. I want to get a little extra batting sticking out. I know the backing is plenty wide enough. I have 12 extra inches of batting this way than I do the quilt. So I can give myself a little bit of room with my batting. But I need the quilt to be on there fairly straight and have a little bit of batting where you don't want any unbatting areas. If the batting isn't quite doing what I want to, I just give it a little tug and I'll have some batting there. So now this out frame and I'm ready to choose the green button. Turns on the stitch regulator. If you're in doubt, you look on here and the green says SR. So that means command it green. Then for on over here it says blue button is on. But you have to, for any of these buttons to work on your handles, you have to have this command button pushed in. So I push that in and then the blue. And I hear something. That means it's starting up. And all I'm doing is stitching about 1/8 of an inch down the edge. And all stitched down here in the edges either. This looks great. It's square enough. Let's see if this makes any difference. I think it will. Sometimes it's just the back tension or the tension on the quilt. Sometimes there's something stuck down in the bobbin. Sometimes you just have to switch threads. If it keeps striking threads, I will. This is a real soft, strong thread. I'm not bumping into it, so that means that it's probably set okay. The only problem I have with this thread right now is it's hard to see. When something's hard to see, it's hard to tell where you quilted so you have. That border. And actually the first thing I did, of course, is I stabilized it. So I went completely across, stitching in the ditch. I had it sideways on here, that's why I'm indicating I went this way. And every one of these seams got stitched. That's why it looks so straight. Otherwise, if I had started quilting without stitching in the ditch and securing it all through its seam lines, it would have been warped looking. Right now, I've got each of these little areas quilted, and I think I'm stopping at this point. I used sort of an overall meander in these florals. I used mostly sort of swirls and stuff like that where I could in some of these more decorative borders. So there's a variety of quilting in this. I switched threads three times. So I've used the lighter green threads in places. Those were King Tut. That's a cotton. And I used also this sort of peachy pink color, that variegation. That's also a King Tut cotton in the floral pink areas and in the corners. So that's what I've done with the quilting on this. I like it a lot. It's playful and it's cheerful, and the colors are springtime. When the dull of winter, it does brighten up a bit the home. So I'm looking forward to putting a binding on it, and I'm not sure the color of the binding, but I do want to reintroduce more of this pink. So I may just use the pink as the binding. Anyway, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure, and I will show you the final quilt if I can.